Well, I grew up in Fiji and I was raised in Fiji. Fiji is a mainly Methodist country, so they have a form of the gospel, and they teach a lot of saved by grace, but they teach that we maintain it by our works. So that's what I was taught from a young age, and I didn't really understand it back then. My family is Buddhist, so I didn't really think much about it until I was in high school. That's when I started getting curious, and I decided to pick up one of the newer translations of the Bible, and I read it from Matthew to Revelation. And I read it, but nowhere in it did I ever understand that Jesus was the keeper of my faith, or that he was the one that maintains me. I did not understand that, and I was always frustrated because I kept relying on my own ability to sustain myself and to maintain salvation. I thought if I messed up, I just asked for forgiveness, and mess up again, I asked for forgiveness again, and I kept repeating that cycle, and I was so convinced that I needed my works, and I kept spiraling down until one day, it was last year actually, I lost my father, and he passed away, and as soon as he passed away, 2 weeks after he passed, I had to come to Australia to start my university. And over there as well, I was in a lot of a depression. I was questioning my purpose of existence. I was upset at myself because I knew I was a sinner. I knew I kept sinning, and I knew I asked for forgiveness, but I sinned again. I did the same sin again and again and again, and I lost purpose in life, and I just wanted to find purpose or die. And one day, I kept seeing on YouTube and all these social media, all these different things being told by Christians and all this, and I was so confused. And someday I just wanted to know what God really thought. So I prayed and I asked God. I said, God, there's a lot of lies in the world, and there's a lot of mess in the world, and I'm a mess, and I'm full of sin, and I want to be different. I want to be genuine, but I don't know how, and I keep messing up. And I said to God, I want to get serious about this. I want to know the truth, so please guide me to a true and genuine church and help me to grow. And I didn't have faith that that prayer would get answered. I didn't believe anything would happen. But the next day, as I was on my way to university, I met Brother Ants. And he gave me a tract. I don't remember if he spoke to me or not, but he gave me a tract. And I remember reading that on the bus on the way to university, and it piqued my interest. And I remembered that I prayed about this, and I was like, I got attracted. This must mean something. And as the days went by, I remember the Sunday came, the morning, I woke up to go, but then I did not go. And then the afternoon, I was thinking about going, but then I became a coward and I didn't want to go. And then one of my housemates that I barely talked to, he convinced me to go, and I went. And that's how I started coming to this church. And then I remember vividly that the pastor was preaching about saved by faith alone. And I refused to believe it that time. I was so prideful and thinking, what? There's no way. This must be a fake church because he's saying that we don't need to work or all this. And I was so convinced in my prideful mind. But then after the service, I talked to Brother Fred. And he showed me a few verses in John chapter 6. And that sealed the deal for me. And one of those verses was John 6, 28 to 29. It says, Then said they unto him, What shall we do that we might work the works of God? Jesus answered and said unto them, This is the work of God, that ye believe on whom he hath sent. Amen. And that made me realize I know nothing about the Bible. And that also made me realize I know nothing about the gospel. And so I kept coming to church because what Brother Fred showed me, that they really made me interested in because all I heard my life was works and maintaining my own salvation. But then Brother Fred showed me that the works of God was to believe. And I kept coming and kept reading, and God saved me. Not through anything that I did, but through his ability and what he has already done for me, he saved me. And ever since that day, my life has changed. Even though I go through ups and downs, God is always there to pick me back up. Amen. Can't be more grateful. Praise be God. Amen.